This one is also a Golan Heights game, Israel against Syria, but this is a different game design. So this is the so-called Standard Combat Series. So it's supposed to be a simplified version of wargaming. So I just want to compare this to the other one that I talked about a couple of days ago, the Battalion Combat Series level. So basically the map couldn't be the same game designer. The map layout is similar. So the blue guys are the Israelis, and then the bad guys, the Syrians, are the darker color ones, whatever. And stupidly, Syria, Israel, Jordan decided to attack Israel. And as a result, they ended up losing more area to Israel. And as I said, Israel increased its size by about 10 times. So, so that's why sometimes that Japan should not provoke a more capable country. And if I zoom in a little bit more, they have like fortifications, strong points, even nowadays, even today, they still do. And these are, as I said, the Israelis. The oval shape means they're a tank unit, the armor. And basically, all the game design similar, so to speak, most of the time. So the first number is, in this case, is the offensive combat value. The second number, the middle number, is the defensive, and of course 12 to the right is how many axes it can move, the movement allowance of each unit. So Israel, more capable, as I say, the crosses are the infantry. Is a Syrian tank unit somewhere. Actually, this looks like the Egyptian flag. That's not like Syrian to me, but anyway, I don't care. Yeah, they do have some tank units like, oh yeah, shoot, yeah, here. I just want to compare. So let's say this one had broken through to, which I doubt, but let's say, they were able to. And get more reasonable. Yeah, these two guys. So again, usually Russians and the unit size are larger, so it's fine. So offensive value is much higher, 8 versus 6 to the Israel. Defensive are the same. As I said, Israel is more capable, so they have 2 extra axes movement, so they can exploit it a bit more. So historically, not only Syria did not manage to break through or go too far into Israel, Israelis actually went beyond into toward and eastwards into Syria, and Damascus almost came under threat from the Israel, same as Cairo. So, and the purpose of this video is to compare the two game design. As I said, combat series is, the standard combat series is a little bit easier. If I bring the charts up, what's the here? So it's more like condensed version instead of all the stupid modifiers. So you just divide the offensive value by the defensive, 6 divided by 8. So probably 1-to-1 ratio, and then you roll the die double. Usually, like not good roll, 5 and 1, so it'll be 6. So 6, 1-to-1, so it's A1D1. So intuition said attacker will lose 1, and then the defender will lose one step. So the little Number in the little circle means how many steps, so this will be reduced. Uh, Change toggle. How do I reduce? Flip. Yeah. So become one step. So of course all the numeric values will decrease. H6 also decrease to 5 and 4. So, and let's say the next result they keep on fighting A1 D1. So this will be gone, and this will also be gone. You are eliminated. So basically, as I see, you should see this is a simplified design, but it does utilize the offensive ratio against the defensive ratio. So which makes sense. Some of the design I do not agree with. But see, that's why sometimes it's so difficult to play different games. You have to study the rules again. So that's why the series system I like, because basically you understand the standard combat series. There are a whole bunch of games, like Golden Heights and North Africa World War II. So you can just sort of just jump in and just play the game. Otherwise, you have to spend maybe a week trying to read through the 100 pages of the rule book because it's all new to you. So, as I said, I didn't study this hard in college. And it's more BS. And, they're all the same, the terrain. And so, this one does not show you the sequence of play chart. Okay, hold on. This is just a sequence. Oh yeah, it does. I don't know why it's so big. So yeah, actually the physical game, this is printed on the map, and it is also sideways. But as you can see, so Egypt and Israel, so just Egyptian goes for, not Egypt, I mean Syria. It still looks like Egyptian flag to me. And they will go first, and then Israel will go next. And, air power, artillery again, reinforcements, movement, supply, exploitation, combat itself, exploitation again, and so on, so on, so forth. And because, as I said, the Israelis are more capable, so they have a double exploitation phase, so they can use exploitation here under the Israeli flag, and they can use it here again. But Egypt can only use it once in their phase. So that means that's why, again, as I said, Israel is a much, much, much more capable military, country than what Middle East countries even, so today, so stupid that Iran will pick a fight with Israel, but whatever. So basically, yeah, that is the gameplay. The later one, I think 2011, you can sort of skip to the slow sequence. I'm actually it's faster sequence, but the designer called it slow sequence. I mean, you skip combat, which is so stupid, but you get reinforcements instead to substitute for the fighting. But and yeah, and if I zoom back out again, the funny looking line here, this guy here, they also call it purple line or whatever. And this is the like a anti-tank ditch. So every time the Syrians got to here, they had to stop, and wait for the next turn. So if Israel is positioned their units correctly, they can sort of slow down, and fire against the civilians. So let's say, for example, you have to be adjacent to each other. There's no hex ranges for attack in this game design, so it'd be adjacent to each other. I think, I don't know, half a mile for each hex, the width, the scale. And so 6 divided by 8 basically is 1 to 1. And bring the chart up again, the CRT. So move it all the way. So let's say roll 2 dice again. Sometimes I don't like the die roll because sort of too random, depends on your luck, but this is all you can do. So this is a pretty good roll. So this is 6 and 6, the maximum, 12 the ratio. So you max out. They don't use modifiers in this game. So D2 R2. So that means defender will lose 2 hexes. 2 steps, and it will retreat 2 hexes. So let's say this guy, even though stronger than this guy, but if they retreat, so this unit is 2 hexes. See the little 2 inside the little circle, and so that means if they lose 2 steps, this will be eliminated, and it will be gone. You don't have even bother to retreat, and that's it. And even if the die, even have, I need to read the rules, but let's say if you run it up in favor of the defender, so let's say it's 1 to 2 ratio, and then you roll a 12, the result basically, will be the same. So that's why it depends on the luck of the die roll. So of course, shitty roll, then attacker will lose steps instead and retreat. But basically, if you are 1 to 1, if you have 2 dice, 5 or better, basically you will be okay. You see, defender, the worst effect will be upon the defenders. But anyway, so this is a simplified version of the same game. So this is called the Standard Combat Series. And MMP gamers, they put a whole bunch of games based on this game design. Usually, mostly World War II, like North Africa. Skip my mind now, like the Crusaders, Operation Crusader, Gazala, and Tunisia, and also there's some on Eastern Front like Stalingrad, a whole bunch on Bastogne, and Battle of the Bulge. A few couple of games on the northeastern front, like in Finland, which we went, so yeah. So usually like North Africa, and this one basically too, the terrain is all in the clear, so it's not too difficult to play these kind of games. And because North Africa desert, Finland's all ice, snow in, so it's clear terrain, so you don't have to do like the TEC, the terrain effects chart. So basically it's clear, so it's just basic, but you go have like mountains and stuff, so you have to do a little bit more of extra planning and thinking, so if you go up the mountain, rough terrain, it would take you 3 movement points. And if you're armor, you cannot even do it. There's an asterisk for, okay, so, and that means if it's 3, even for infantry, that means if the movement allowance is okay, let's bring up one of my infantry guys. Yeah. Okay, infantry, no armor, I don't need this. here. So let's say this infantry is 6, right? So this one is going up the hill, or whatever, the mountain. So 6, it would take 3, so they can only move 2 hexes instead of 6, even though the movement points is 6. So if it's like in more rough, different, uneven terrain, the gameplay is a little bit harder. You sort of have to maybe go around it or detour, etc. So, and the other ones is supply. So even though it's standard combat series simplified version of the game design, you still have to trace the supply source. So that means they cannot just go here. It will be, there'll be no backup, be out of supply. So they have to stay close to the road, trace it back to what a friendly entry point and the headquarters. So sometimes you can be 3 hacks, be like actually 6, so they can be like 6 hexes. Okay, that's pretty far already from the headquarters. I think in this game design, the headquarters is stay within 3 hexes of the row with a unblock supply trace back to one of these entry points. So Israel, if I'm really playing this game, we try to cut it off or something like that, the ZOC, the zone of control, then that our supply, then it will be cut in half, the offensive ratio, etc. So that's why I guess people play this on games. This is a massive stack. Sometimes there are stacking limits, like you cannot have more than 6 steps in a hex, So I don't know why there's so many units. Okay, so basically, this is a game. So sometimes you just want a quick game, then this is what I'll play. If you have a more complex game, then you will do the Battalion Combat Series, which I still do not understand, but that's fine. But if I want to play Golden Heights, I will play this game. So much easier. And Vessel's good, so they already have pre-placed the different scenarios. They pre-placed all the units on here, so I don't have to do that dirty work. Have to go find of course I can design my own, so that's what I used to do. So you can do your own design and design your own scenario, whatever. So yeah, okay, not too bad. Yeah, so this game's not too bad. Golden Heights. Yeah, Golden Heights, the Yom Kippur War, 1973, that long ago. Okay. This still looks like Egyptian flag to me. Should be Syrian. I think Syria has 3 stars on it. But maybe this is back in 73. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, that's it.